Okay, good morning, friends.
Morning, everyone.
Morning. We're going to start our discussion on the research in our topic today. So, let's wait for a moment.
What we are going to do.
Okay, so our can you hear my voice?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so our fourth module is about action research. So this is our topic for today. I'm going to give you the summary, and then later on I will let you to share what you have read from that. So the topic is action research, and there are three learning activities that are presented inside this module. The first is about learning activity. It's about giving an interview of action research and the charac- characteristics, the approaches, and the advantages and disadvantages of action research. The second is learning activity, which discusses the steps of conduct classroom action research. And the third one is the learning activity. Several possible data analysis techniques are presented, analyze data, gathered in action research. So these are the three activities that are presented in this module. This module. And then based on the explanations and the subject that we'll discuss in this module, there are three points. First is definition, characteristics, types, and advantages of action research. Second is steps in designing action research. And the third one is possible data analysis techniques for action research. And the goal, the goal of this module is for the students to be able to first identify action research and the characteristics within it. Second is design a prototype of action research. The third is understand several techniques to gather the data in action research. Fourth, understand the use of observation and how to analyze the data. So those are the goal of this module for students to be able to learn from this module. And then each based on this module, each learning activity has 6 sections. The first is aim, share, second is share, the third is explore, and the fourth is think, the fifth is link, and the sixth is reflect. So the section aim elaborate on the goals of the learning process. Share aims to unknowing the context of the students. Explore contains an explanation of the topic. And think, which consists of formative tests. And the link encourages the student to apply their knowledge. And the last one, reflect, invite students to recall what they have learned. This is each learning activity that this is the name of the activity. And yeah, of course, in in this module, it is also explains point by point, one by one, and point by point there's up to what I have mentioned before, the six sections. It is also explained one by one in this module, and then the summary. If you, as you can see in the last page, of this module, the second point is summary. The You can see the figure two. Figure two has summarized the phases and steps that you need to consider and take. A while ago was I don't know if you watch the videos that were being posted in our LMS. Almost the same with what we are going to discuss. So there is also mentioned in initial observation and or reflection and problem topic focus, and of course review of related literature, revising the action and planning the action, doing action on observation, reflecting, before reflecting, of course, planning the research, data gathering and analysis, and reflecting, the end, satisfied, pondering, and contemplating. So overall, you need both the action, intervention, and research plan. In deciding both plans, you need to review the literature about problem topic focus that you want to address based on your initial observation and reflection. After you have designed actions and research plan, you can conduct a plan to gather the data. Based on that observation and the data gathered, you can reflect on them and decide whether the intervention was effective or not. Also, based on your reflection, you can decide what to continue or stop the cycle. These are the steps of doing action research, specifically classroom action research. So this is what I can I got from this module, and I think this is the introduction that we can share. We can begin to share from what we have learned from the module. Okay, so next,
Member 2 ya. I'm or you still have any some things to discuss here, Pratar, or enough?
enough.
Okay. So the next one is from Word Wizards. So here I found 5 term of definitions and find the context, find the definition from the context, from the text, and also in the other context. So the first one is reflect. Reflect in the text means that students, some things that students did, like students can make a reflection from what they have learned from their experience or what they have done of any activity. And then in the other context, reflects also means about mirroring some things like light in the mirror or light on the water. Okay. Before we go to the next sentence, is it my voice clear and audible?
Yes.
All right. So the next one, the second one is aims. From the text, aims in the text means that purpose of doing something. Then in the other context, aims also can say it as targets or something like that. And the next one is steps. In the text, steps means when we want to arrange something, so every step is arranged as well, like langkah-langkah. For the example, steps of getting bread or something like that. In the other context, step can also said as a human fit step, like langkah manusia or something like that. And the fourth case in the text means something like phenomenon or tragedy or etc. Yeah, something like that that would be analyzed, so like case kasus, yeah, gitu. And in the other context, case also can say as a holder or cover on something like phone case, casing HP or something, yeah, gitu. And the last one, the five, is address. In the text, address means that doing something to finish the problem, or in Indonesia we can say like menyelesaikan. And in the other context, we also know like the familiar words as address is a place of somewhere or alamat. So I think that's all for term five terms of definitions from the word research. Thank you.
All right. Next, the third one. Who's that? Oh, is that me?
Yeah.
Okay, just go ahead.
No, Ade.
Oh, Ade. Okay. Okay.
Yes. Okay, so me as the inspector, and my job is first what key issues are presented in the text and why they are essential for us, for teacher. First is we know that the issues is defining action research. So action research is form of like self-reflect inquiry by participant by undertaken in order to improve the understanding of practice with a view to maximizing social justice. So it's for a classroom, as we can see, the classroom, as the teacher, we use the action research to know our classroom is going well or not. So action research can be used to inquire about specific solution to a specific problem by many occupation like social work, psychology, healthcare, and of course the teaching. The meaning of action research for teachers or us is to create an inquiry stance toward their own practice becomes part of work and the teaching culture. And the action has three main characteristics. The first, action research should conducted in local context with a local issue or institute. And the second, action research should be conducted by and for the researcher. And the three, the result of action research is a action or a change that will be implemented by a researcher by his or her context. So why action research is very essential, because our action research is a planned, systematic, and uh, cyclical approach to understanding the learning process and to analyzing educational places of words. So not only for classroom, but we can use it as a classroom reviewing, but it can be in other work. So we can use action research to analyze the process of our work. And we use classroom action research when we aim to refine our teaching. We aim to know what is the fault in our teaching, what can be improved. So action research can be contributed in another way in which it's inspired others to either to try to practice in their own class or come up with their own ideas to be used in their class. Okay, so the second job, how does the example in the text help explain the issues? So uh, I just give one example in the cycles. The first cycles, an English teacher observed that his students had low engagement with him and the new lesson. He also reflected that this problem affected the students' scores badly. He then tried to look back on how he taught and tried to place himself as one of the students. He found out that his method of teaching was not interesting for his students, and this problem must be addressed to improve student learning. Okay, so the example is explain to us about initial observation and reflection problem or topic or focus when the teacher uh, realized that there are some problem in the class why the students had low engagement and he tried and he tried to what is it to make it more better, so improve it, and after that he implied the improvement in his class. So action research is actually like that. The example shows cyclical of action research, but in the 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 PDF only in the classroom example, as we can see. And the last, I provide 3 critical questions to be discussed in the group. The first is action research intended as a substitute for experimental or quasi-experimental research. And the second, what is the difference between action research and consulting? And the third, can action research be quantitative? Okay, thank you.
Ade, how about you share screen the questions? Because,
Okay.
yeah. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Next.
No, no, brother. We still have to discuss this one.
The question.
Alright, thank you, Ade.
You see?
Yes, yes.
So the first is action research intended as a substitute for experimental or quasi-experimental research. Mimi, can you type it in the group, in the chat group?
What do you mean?
No, no, no. Ah.
Actually, we already see your
Screen.
uh-uh.
Ah,
Okay, I provide my question in the chat. So
Alright.
it's is action research intended as a substitute for experimental or quasi-experimental research? What do you think?
This is my first time for hearing the quasi-experimental research. Quasi. Is it
Quasi.
true? Quasi?
Yes, quasi.
Oh, yeah. But I think action research is also part of experimental, right? So because we do research of our problem, our main focus, right?
Yes, yeah.
So maybe your question is true. Oh yes, there is quasi-experimental.
How about the others, guys?
let's see.
Uh, I think it's also same, but not at all. Because I believe that there is a difference also, but I don't know what the difference. Maybe uh, the way how the researcher take the data, or the way how the researcher present the data. I don't know about it, but I believe that there are some differences between experimental or quasi-experimental with action research. Okay, no more idea, guys. No
I
more
think I think
opinion.
uh I think it's not intended. I mean, the action research isn't intended as a substitute for experimental or quasi-experimental research because I found this one. I will share screen first. Here, can you see it? Is it already appear in your screen?
Yes.
Oh yes. Okay.
Yes. Uh, please read this one example. So yeah, I think to compare two things or to try to think because it said this. You said hypothesize that a new after-school program will lead to higher grades. You choose two similar groups of children who attend different schools, one of which implements the new program while the other doesn't. Meanwhile, for the action research, we observe one field, right? Kita nge-observe satu apa sih? Satu
Yes.
bidang.
Like a sample.
Iya, satu bidang yang kita kuasai gitu ya nggak sih?
Yeah.
Terus di sini juga quasi experimental research involves the manipulation of an independent variable without the random assignment of participants to condition or others of conditions. So I think it's different.
I think also like action research, it's more
Occupation.
occupation, right? Okay, all right. So no more opinion. If no more, we jump to the second.
Yeah.
Right.
The difference with consulting.
What the difference between action research and consulting?
Actually, what do you mean by consulting, Ade?
I mean, like, in action research, we also do some what it is cycles. The first is we take a look the problems, and then the second we focus on the problem. We try to solve the problem. Like it's consulting, right? More consulting, like research. We make a research consulting, but I don't know about it. Uh,
I think it's different.
okay. How about the others? What do you think, guys?
Yeah, what do you think, guys?
I think it's also different. Only some of the part of the action research, it seems like consulting.
But I found a picture. It is about consulting, and the what is that? Bagan. You know Bagan.
Yes.
The part of consulting is also like the cyclical of action research. I
Yes.
will I will share screen. Where is it? This one. Can you see it?
Yes.
Yes. Improvement.
So
Yes.
we have strategy, process, organization, improvement, plans, operation, performance management, project, advice, exercise. So it is like action research, right?
It's almost not almost, but it's
Or maybe is it same, but the action research is more like formal for something that we need to research or what?
I do not. I do not yet. No.
Or maybe we can ask this later.
After
Yeah.
this. Okay. And the third, can action research be quantitative? How about you, Kurban? What do you think, Kurban? Kurban? Danielle? Can action research be quantitative? Okay, I'll be the first one. So I think most of the action research use qualitative, but it can be a quantitative because we can analyze by the data of the maybe the students. For example, we use the method of learning. This method of a method of learning, and we see the grade the grade that student have, and after that we compare with B method learning, and we see the difference between A and B like that. Maybe it can be quantitative.
Yeah, I agree with you, Adia. It can be quanti because to what is that, organize the data, we need the participant in one class, and if the problem is about the barjam, I mean kebosanan dalam kelas,
Right.
we need to collect the data in form of angka, you know,
Yes.
maybe
Yes.
like that. So that is part of quantitative, like that. But it can be qualitative also because what is that?
Mostly is qualitative, maybe.
Yeah, I know because using interview, right?
Yes.
Yeah. How about others? How about you, Chitra? Should I start here? Should we skip this one and go to the next?
Okay.
Alright, thank you, Ade.
All right. Thank you, Mimi. And others.
So here, this is my part. Me as a connector. Here I will answer what other sources are relevant with the text and how are they relevant. So here, I already attached the link of a video. It is about action research in development. So it is like the module that we have read before. So I will show this one. Can you see it, guys?
Hello, yes.
Yes, Mimi.
All right. Okay. So the video is about 2 minutes, and uh, it gives us a brief explanation about action research. But um, it is that was also give us what is that example of action research. So you may not what is that you may not have a difficulty to understand what action research is, because you can watch the example and you can understand it easily. Later I will give the link in our WhatsApp group. And here, what image will I use? So I use this picture. Here, do you know what is this? So if you have read the module, it called cyclical
Yes.
cycle, actually the cycle, but for the exact name is cyclical. Yeah, I think that one. So it consists of planning, acting, observing, reflecting, and yeah, it's cycle again. So I will explain it. In planning section, we start with a problem observed in our field of work, or observing or reflecting our everyday work or teaching situation. If our field in education, like we are teaching. So in planning, you will identify, informing, organizing. Organizing what? Organizing problem that you want to find out, that you think that's the problem that I need to what is that solve, like you need to reach the overcome the problem. You need to see the result. So after the planning, we do the acting and observing. After we have the well-designed plan, we are ready to apply the intervention to our students. So in applying the intervention, we can follow the lesson plan that we have designed, or we call it strategies. So here, after planning, we need to trialing, collecting, questioning, or interviewing, like that. So after that, after we do this activity, we need to analyzing, reporting, and sharing. What is that? It means that analyzing the data that we already got, like that. So after acting and observing, the last section we need to do is reflecting. In this section, you will see how well the intervention solved the problem that you have addressed. If you are considering it based on the literature and list of the success criteria that you have made, so if you look at all your research, the problem has been effectively addressed by your intervention, then you can stop the action research and report that findings. That means if you already get the result and the result is suitable with the goals of yours, the success criteria that you have made, so it means that your your action research is already done, like that. And if you see that there is a room for improvement, or the problem is not yet effectively addressed, then you need to repeat the cycle. It means that if you not satisfied with the result, so you need to repeat again the cycle. So after the reflecting, you need to evaluating, implementing, revise the data that you already got in here. But if you're not satisfying with the result, you need to repeat again by planning, acting, observing, reflecting until you get the result that you want. Like that. That's all.
Okay, thank you, Mei.
Okay.
Next, Citra.
Hello. Oh my god.
Hello.
Yeah.
Okay, next. Contextualizer, right? So here, the first one is how this material relate with our life. So the correlation with our daily life, like search. The example is, for example, we want to search the influence of teachers' material to the students' laziness, and we can start our finding by having discussion with the teacher and headmaster, or another, or maybe we can find another uh, stakeholder, and then we also can take a literature review, right? And to get a deeper information, for better information, we can also having discussion with student to know how at form to students' point of view. Like we have to have, like we have to find, we have to look for other different point of view, not from student or teacher. And next is the best learn from the text. So the best learn from this text. We can learn any information about definition, about the action research. And also the best learn is we can think that how the text explain when we might use the action research and when we might not use the action research. And the last one is, what do you want to learn more from the topic? So what I want to know more, what I want to learn more, I mean we want to learn about how we can practice and maybe apply this action research later, and we will, and with this we want to know deeper about how we can practice and apply this action research later on, and we use it.
Okay, thank you, Citra.
Yes.
Frater, Junior